Hello, fellow patriots. I'm Zach Foster with another message for you. Now, first and foremost, let me give you a quick update, all right? Despite what the lamestream media has been saying, Mitt Romney does not have 1,100 delegates. That whole 1,100 number is everybody citing an inaccurate prediction by the Associated Press based on the number of states where he's run primaries or caucuses. Now, theoretically, because of the primaries and caucuses he won, he's allotted to a certain amount of delegates that are supposed to vote for him in the National Convention. However, there's one really important thing that they did not take into consideration, that being the Ron Paul camp, who has been stealing Romney's delegates fair and square by storming the state conventions and electing nothing but Ron Paul people who are going to abstain from voting, and then once the voting is open in the National Convention, they're going to vote for Ron Paul. The Romney camp hates us for that, and that's exactly why we're doing it. But today I am announcing a really special project to you, all right? I'm announcing Cover the Night for Ron Paul. Now, yes, I am shamelessly stealing that title from the Kony 2012 Cover the Night, but if all the Kony people could do that for their little cause, then by all means we can have a really successful Cover the Night for Dr. Paul. We can do it for liberty. Now, we're going to do this primarily in Los Angeles County, California from June 1st through the 4th. And when we say cover the night, we really mean cover the night. We're going to start putting up a whole lot of signs at public intersections and on signposts and streetlight posts between the hours of 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. It's actually going to be really exciting. Just getting out there and doing the campaign sign thing in the middle of the night really is exciting. I don't know if you ever folks have done that before, but it's quite a rush. And remember, we're doing this June 1st through the 4th. That's Friday through Monday night. Why are we doing this? Because a lot of people genuinely believe the mainstream media's lies that Ron Paul is out of the race. So when they wake up one morning and find their city's just covered with Ron Paul signs, they're going to know, good Lord, is Ron Paul still in this? All right, well, maybe I'll reconsider settling for Romney because I'm so desperate for anybody but Barack Obama. Also, a lot of people really do go to the voting booth on election day completely undecided. So I know for a fact that there are not a whole lot of Romney signs in California. I've been driving all up and down the state in the last couple of weeks, and I've only seen Mitt Romney signs on a few people's yards. I've actually seen more Ron Paul signs hanging from overpasses and in people's yards than I have seen Romney signs. However, those are sparse and in between. One of the points of Cover the Night for Ron Paul is to literally cover everywhere with Ron Paul's name and really get people to show some support for Dr. Paul. Now, this is different from a sign bomb. I'm just going to say a lot of the sign bombs have been a waste of time because you could have used that time to do precinct walking or phone calling instead of standing at one intersection and saying, people saying, oh, look at the Ron Paul supporters, they're such fanatical cult members, how cute. It's different from seeing a bunch of hipsters holding up signs or a bunch of people like me holding up signs. No offense, hipsters. And it's a totally another ball game when they wake up and see almost every intersection with Ron Paul signs professionally placed. It really does impress a lot of people. And as I said, people will reconsider settling for Romney. Now, this one is primarily geared to Los Angeles County in California. However, Youth for Ron Paul chapters and grassroots people and even Young Americans for Liberty activists, you guys, all you guys in California, you should be doing this too. You guys have resources. You guys are organized. You should be covering your own towns. Now, a lot of us are focusing on Los Angeles County because we believe with those 18 congressional districts and a lot of angry Democrats who re-registered as Republicans, Ron's got a really good chance of winning those congressional districts and sending Ron Paul delegates to Tampa. However, don't limit the operations there, folks. You should be doing this all over California. And even those of you outside of California, if you've got a primary election coming up or a caucus coming up, by all means, do a cover the night in your area, all right? Get involved with one of your Youth for Ron Paul chapters. A lot of college campuses have a Youth for Ron Paul chapter, and you can actually get in contact with them through Facebook. I know some of the best ones here in California have been, Youth for Ron Paul, Cal State Fresno, or YFP UC San Diego. If you can't find one of those chapters to get connected with over Facebook, then by all means, go to meetup.com, enter the keywords to search Ron Paul, and enter your zip code, and you should find some groups nearby, some grassroots people that you can organize with, and do a cover the night for Ron Paul in your town. And if there's nobody else there, then heck, by all means, you need to be the seed that plants the Ron Paul revolution in your town if it doesn't already exist there. You will be surprised how many closet Ron Paul supporters are out there. They're just afraid to get active because they don't want to be the only one in their neighborhood. So by all means, if you take the initiative and actually start to cover the night for Ron Paul on Facebook for your town, whether it's my town here in San Dimas, California, or Augusta, Maine, or Huntsville, Alabama, by all means, get one started and invite every one of your Facebook friends. Even if you have 2,000 Facebook friends, invite every single one of them. Now, a lot of them are going to decline right off the bat, but you would be surprised and humbled at the people who actually commit to doing this with you and losing a night's sleep for the Ron Paul revolution. It really is touching, and there are people out there who will do this with you. So by all means, be the seed to plant the Ron Paul revolution in your area. Don't just surrender. Don't let Mitt Romney take this nomination without a fight. We're going to drag kicking and screaming for liberty till the very end, either until Dr. Paul is a nominee or until Romney's platform completely echoes everything that we want out of him. So, a lot of you have signs that you can put up. Some of you don't have signs. If you can't get in touch with one of your Youth for Ron Paul chapters or grassroots groups that has a ton of signs, then by all means you can make one. You can go to like Lowe's or Home Depot or one of the hardware stores and get wooden those long wooden stakes, and then go to an office supply store, buy a couple of stable poster boards there, and get some permanent markers, and make signs. Just write in really nice, neat lettering. Ron Paul 2012, Ron Paul for President, Restore America Now, Ron Paul for President, Defend the Constitution, Ron Paul for President, Obama out, whatever the message is. Just make it really simple. Don't get all ideological. Don't get all super political. For those of you in states with closed primaries, don't put all these anti-war messages because that will turn off Republicans. I know, just don't do it. This is not for your ideology. This is for getting votes and support for Dr. Paul. So making signs is really easy, and with maybe $10, $15, $20, you could make probably 4, 5, or 6 really nice Ron Paul signs. And if everybody does that in your group, hell's bells. Next thing you know, you got 50 good signs that you can put up in one night. That's pretty outstanding. And for those of you who still have more energy and who want to do something that's even more important than the sign plastering, by all means, do the phone from home program. Make phone calls. Go to phone.ronpaul2012.com and get yourself registered, and you can actually start making phone calls from your own home with your cell phone, all right? It seems scary, but once you do 2 or 3 calls, it starts to feel natural. Next thing, you'll make 100 calls for Ron Paul and probably get him another 15 or 20 voters. Trust me, I've done it before. It works. Or you get in touch with one of your Youth for Paul chapters, and they'll be more than happy to give you a page with phone numbers to call. Also, precinct walking. Knock on Republicans' doors. Tell them, remind them, Ron Paul is still in this race, and Ron Paul is the real conservative, the real constitutionalist, not Mitt Romney. So by all means, let's make Cover the Night for Ron Paul a huge success, not only in Los Angeles County, not only in the state of California, but also across America. We can do this. We can do this for liberty. We can do this to restore the Constitution and restore everything that really made our country great, that made our country the land of opportunity. And remember one thing. Our national founders not only had to form a new government, but they also had to fight a war against a superior military power for 8 years. And a lot of them lost everything. They lost sons in the war. They themselves were wounded in the war. They lost their families, their houses, because they were burned. They lost everything, a lot of them did. So if we can do this in peacetime, then by all means, there is nothing holding us back but ourselves. We can do this for Dr. Paul, for liberty, for the Constitution, for our country, for our future, and most importantly, for our children. So thank you very much, folks. I'm Zach Foster. Thanks for listening to my rant, and in the description for this video, you'll find some helpful links. Thank you.